What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today we're going to look at the Nebraska Pro Style Playbook in College Football 25. This is the Matt Rule offense. I think he's a really good coach. He done miracles at Temple, ended up going to the Carolina Panthers, didn't go so well there, but that's a completely different sport. But now he's in Nebraska, and I feel like he's turning them around. I just think he really knows what he's doing, and his playbook is pretty interesting. It's a pro-style playbook with some flair. So if you like a little single back, I formation, some shotgun with some window dressing on top of it, this playbook may be for you. So we're going to look at the formations and concepts and play types and personnel, and hopefully by the end of the video, you have a good idea of what this playbook is all about. Let's start off with the formations. Now, again, this is a pro-style playbook. Think plenty of under center, but some shotgun as well. You notice our main sets, we got some single back, we got I formation, and we got some shotgun, and that is pretty much it. Let's go to single back first. We got wing close, wing slot, and U off trio, and those are your three formations. This is very similar to the Arizona playbook in that it's got three single back formations and they're all 12 personnel based. Okay, so you go to here to wing close. It's got just basic, under center run and play action, some drop back on top of it. Nothing too crazy. Here you go to wing slot. We got some jet sweep action. Now just kind of keep this in mind. There's a lot of pre-snap motion in this playbook. But again, if you're an under center single back guy, you got plenty of it in here. I like this counter U. That's an interesting play. I'm going to go ahead and select that while we're here. We'll go up against a 3-4. Again, just a little window dressing, but if you like a little counter in there, you can use some of this right here. But it's not true counter in terms of it's got like a pulling guard in a sense, but it's just a unique play. And there's just not a lot of playbooks that have that particular play. But you got, again, a jet sweep action on some of this. You got an inside zone split. You go to U off trio. Again, it's just more under center play action. Just a lot of, there's only 6 plays in this one. But just think under center play action, running the ball. That's pretty much what you're going to get out of these 3 single back formations. Let's go to I formations. Kind of the same thing. We got wing. This is a 22 personnel look. You got pro and you got slot. Now, slot has 18 plays. Let's go over to wing real quick. Just, again, treat this no different as you would your single back stuff, but you got a fullback in there instead of 2 tight ends. So if you're going to use this playbook, you need to be recruiting some fullbacks. You go over to pro. It's what you would expect would be in here. Nothing too exotic, but exotic isn't always like the greatest thing in the world. But you look at slot, you're going to spend a bulk of your time here. It's just got a lot of plays in it. You got some jet sweep action. You got wide cop smash. You got toss and dive, play action and more play action. A power O. Really good old school pro style stuff is in here. Okay, now let's talk about the shotgun. The bulk of the playbook is going to be over here. And let's start off with wing slot offset. This is a 12 personnel look with those 2 tight ends on the right. You got U off trips weak. Then you got normal Y off weak. So when you throw in those 3 single back formations along with a couple of these 12 personnel formations out of the gun, you got plenty of 12 personnel. But now let's talk about the 11 personnel stuff. Normal Y off weak. Stack Y off trips. Y off trips weak. Then you get into spread flex, so pay attention to the tight end. He's 24, so this is still 11 personnel. Then you got bunch wide. Then you have trips halfback weak. This is a true 4 wide set. Then tray open strong. Your tight end's back in there. Then you got tray 4 wide receiver. Now you got your 4 wide receivers back out there. Then you got empty base, which is an 11 personnel set because your tight end and halfback is out there. So you just got a little bit of everything. It's all one bag type stuff, but let's go over to the very beginning. I always like to look for series-based plays that are put together, and one of the easiest ways to do that is look for that pre-snap motion stuff. Perfect example, you see right here, a jet sweep series. You keep on going, and a lot of these formations will have some of this in here. We got a little PA slide that looks very similar to this inside zone split, so those two go together. You go to U off trips weak, what do you see? This motion swing by the halfback. You got a smash, you got a stick, you got verticals on top of that. You keep on going to normal Y off weak. I think we got some stuff in here. Let's see, stack Y off. There we go. We got a fake jet sweep. We got jet sweep on top of that. We got a fake on top of that. It's just, and you got more jet sweep. Again, it's just a 6 series right here that you can have a whole lot of fun with. So if you are a jet sweep guy, you're going to have a whole lot of fun with this playbook, along with some other cool motions as well. But jet sweep, I really like it. As long as your blocking's good, you can get decent gains out of it. But then you throw the play action on top of that, and you could really mess up some defenses, that's for sure. So you keep on going through here, keep finding those little series. Now, you don't need pre-snap motion to find a 3-play or 6-play series to kind of start off with, but there's just a lot of the motion stuff in here. Look, inside zone split, you got that H-back or your tight end doing motion there. You got play action off of that, and you got a read option off of that. You go to Y off trips week, there's that motion swing again. You got the swing, you got the pump and go, and you got the spot on top of that. We also got another Z spot right there. You keep on going. Let's see if we can find some more. You go to spread flex. We got more jet sweep action. We got the jet sweep and we got the play action on top of that. We got a load option. So if you are a speed option guy, I really enjoy speed option, and you want a little window dressing, well, you got a little bit of it in here as well. Let's see if I can pull this off. Not the best pitch in the world, but we're going to get some gains out of it. I'm much more familiar with the speed option than the read option stuff, but there's plenty of that in here as well. But you keep on going. We got another, look at this shovel option. It's that same pre-snap motion as we saw with load option and the jet sweep and the play action. Put all 4 of those plays together. You can have a whole lot of fun just out of those alone. You go over to bunch wide. Do we have any in here? Looks like we don't. Trips halfback weak. Let's see if we got some in here. Trey open strong. Trey 4 wide receiver. The more spread you go, the less motion you're going to see. But it doesn't mean that it won't be in there because we got empty base. We got a jet sweep there. You keep on going. There's 18 plays. And now here's what I wanted to show you right here. You got fake screen verts. You got a screen on top of that. And you got a fake screen sluggo on top of that. So put those 3 together. So if you're very patient and you really like the motion stuff, you got just a great variety across the board. And that is it for your shotgun. So I just kind of wanted to point some of that out. Again, just think pro style, play action, run, but with a ton of window dressing on top of it. Let's talk about personnel. Let's go to the very top. 12 personnel. We got plenty of it in here. We got your 3 under center single back formations, and you even have a couple from the gun. 11 personnel. The bulk of the playbook will be 11 personnel based, as with like any other playbook in this game. There's going to be a ton of this. 23 personnel, that's your goal line. 32 is your QB kneel. 22, you do got one, and that's I wing. 21, you got I pro and I slot and clock management. And then you got your 10 personnel. You got trips, halfback weak, and Trey 4 wide receiver. As with any pro style playbook that I want to fool around with, I want to have plenty of personnel groupings to play with. And we got plenty of that in here. All right, let's go to concepts. Let's start off with run. Look at your play counts. We got over 60 handoffs of some sort, 30 plus options, 20 plus quick passes, 80, medium passes, so on and so forth. So let's go over to run. It starts off with jet sweep, which I find it interesting. We know there's a lot more jet sweeps than just these 2. I always find it weird how they group some of these. Of course, the jet sweep, that's technically a pass if you do it from the shotgun, if you do the touch pass. I kind of get that, but still, you got 2 under, true handoff jet sweeps. You got 23 inside zone. As with any offense in this game, you're going to just do inside zone. Everything starts here, and you got a wide variety of to do it from. All of your formations should have an inside zone of some sort. You go to counter, we got 5 of those. We got 5 ISOs. ISO is just another inside zone, but with a fullback leading for you. Notice these are all from your fullback-based formations. You got 11 powers. I want to have some power in my pro-style playbook, and you could do that from under center, from your I formations, or you could do it from the shotgun if you want to. Again, if you just like that pulling guard, you got plenty of it in here. You got 7 draws. Should be kind of typical in a pro-style playbook because it's got a little bit of everything in terms of just NFL-based stuff. But if you're going to do a lot of drop-back passing, you have 7 draws to go with it. I suggest you use them, again, if you're going to do a lot of drop-back passing. Outside zone, we got 7 of these. If you like to go to the outside, I think stretches work pretty well in this game. Let me go up against just something regular here. I think I can flip this if it'll let me. Sometimes in the practice mode, it doesn't let you flip it. So this may not go well at all because they're really bunched to one side, but maybe I can find a crease. There we go. Not a bad little run. Pretty good play there. So if you like the little outside zone, this is what you're looking for right there. Those little stretch plays and such. Then you got 3 sweeps if you like to do the tosses and whatnot. So out of all these, I mean, you got a little variety here. You got some outside zone. You got inside zone. You got your jet sweeps. You got your counters. You got your powers. Typical pro style stuff. Let's go to option. We got 3 load options. These are technically your speed options. You go to read option. We got 8 of those. You got 1 shovel. You got 3 speed options, which we just talked about earlier. You got a triple. It's a shovel, but you got 1. You got 4 RPO reads. You got 5 peaks, and you got 7 alerts. So notice it's not a big, heavy RPO playbook, not like the Texas playbook where there's like 40. You have barely what? 16 or so right here, and some of these are probably doubled up in a couple of these. Either way, it's just not very RPO heavy, but you got a little bit in there if you need it. You go to quick pass, we got 4 Ohios if you like to go and the out underneath it. You got 3 Omahas, you got 9 slants, a few spacings, and 5 sticks. So like with most playbooks in this game, the bulk of it's going to be slants and sticks. And if you go under here enough, you're going to see both of them in the same play. Gun empty base stick. What's that look like on the left? Slants. What's that on the right? Stick. You go to medium pass. We got 6 Salems. We got 4 choices. That's a lot less than what we saw in that Arizona playbook where it has like 20 plus because it was a half veer and shoot playbook. You got 9 curls. You got 10 double moves. You got 5 drives. You got 3 levels. You got 4 mesh. You got 1 pivot. You got 1 shake. You got a 5 shallow cross. I'm a big shallow cross guy. I wonder if it has one of my favorites. So yeah, there's, let's go Y short cross. We'll go up against something random here. Drag, give me a drag and a dig, and I'm pretty happy. I can pretty much do whatever I want to here. Let's see if I can make this play work. I'm going to get about 6 yards there. It's got a backside comeback. I kind of like that. If you can get that play, let's see if I can make this work. Come back. Can you get it? Oh, just dropped it there. Either way, that's a good little combination of things, but you got a little bit of that in here. 5 of those. You got 6 slot crosses. You got 20 smash. We finally have a high number of something. But like with most playbooks, smash, just a combination of your high-low reads on either side. This is where all that's kind of grouped out. You got 5 spots if you like the little spot route, and you got 1 Texas route. So what's the theme here with all these? You have a little bit of everything. It's a pro-style playbook. Look at all the different concepts you have. You don't have one of like every, just a ton of something. Yes, we got a bunch of smash, but it's a lot of different variations of it. But like the highest number beyond that was what, 10, double moves? I don't know. You just got a little bit of everything. If you're not dead set on what you're really looking for, you may want to try this one out because you got at least a few things of your main concepts from the medium side of things. Let's go to deep pass. We got 10 floods. That's quite a bit. I'm going to do a play action one. Let's see if I can get good blocking here. This is an interesting flood concept. And I got hit when I threw it. He was wide open. Let's see if I can try this one more time. We got 2 goes with a dig on or an out on top of that. I'm going to have to go to the halfback. And he dropped it there. Some interesting, plays out of flood. I like flood. You only got one side to look at. It's a little bit simpler than some other things. But you got a jet sweep that's considered a flood. But you got 10 of them. You got 11 comebacks. I'm a big comeback route guy. They're really good against man. 7 daggers. You got 1 double dig. 4 double posts. 11 verticals. Pretty typical in most of these playbooks. You got 3 meals. You got 3 Portlands. You got shot plays. A lot of these are like play actions or just deep shots of some sort, like a deep post. Then you got 4 switches. So what's the same theme here like we saw with the medium passes? We just got a little bit of everything, as we should. Most of these pro-style playbooks are really big because of that. Play action, it says we only got 9 here, but we know better. There's 3 boots and 6 slides, but we're going to look at the play actions a little bit later. In the play types, you go to screen pass. We got 10 bubble screens. This is probably my favorite RPO of the bunch. I guess it's just the easiest one to look at or for me to read personally. Let's see if I can read this one correctly. That safety picked him up. That's a good play there. I'm just kind of reading that defender. Let's see. I may be able to get a few yards here. Maybe not really. Either way, this is probably like my favorite of the bunch. Let me see if I can try this up the guts. Not good blocking there. Either way, forgive me, this is live. I can't make everything perfect all the time. Either way, we got a little bit of that in here. You got 10 of those. You got 3 flanker screens, and you got 2 mid screens. So there's not a ton of screens, but you go over to play type, you go to pass, you go over to your play actions. We got 42 play actions. This is actually kind of a low number for a pro-style playbook, honestly. I mean, we just looked at the Arizona playbook, and it had like 20 more than this. But there's still 40 plus. I mean, there's more than enough. And so if you're going to run a pro-style offense, you're going to do play action of some sort. But we got 18 total screen passes. This doesn't include the, 20 or 15 or so RPOs. So you got more than enough screens, and you got different versions of them. Some interesting stuff, like we saw that fake screen verts from earlier out of the empty base formation. You go over to runs. You go to inside handoff. The bulk of this will be your inside handoffs, as we talked about. You go to outside handoffs. We got 9 of those. We got 3 pitches. You can kind of group that in with your outside handoffs in terms of just going to the outside. You got 5 counters. You got your draws. You got 2 fullback runs, and you got a couple of QB runs, but nothing too exotic there. You go to your options. Not a whole lot. This is not an option playbook. It just, you got a little bit in there, but it just, I don't know how much of it you will use. Then you go to your RPOs. This isn't an RPO playbook. We talked about it. This is not the Texas playbook. But you got enough in here if you need it, and a little bit of variety of some bubbles and alert outs and things of that nature. All right, that is it for this playbook. It's just a typical pro style playbook. This is a request from somebody who wanted me to cover this. It's nice. I like it. It's got some good stuff in it. I like the window dressing, and if I needed some single back and I formation thrown in there, it's got it as well. A nice little collection of things. I think you'll enjoy it. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.